Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about Alexa Bliss and her return to the ring at Elimination Chamber and also give a brief summary of the Elimination Chamber. But before we do that, I want to get your thoughts and opinions. What did you like? What did you hate? And what did you think was ridiculous? Now, in summary, I didn't actually hate the results of the Elimination Chamber because I kind of expected them. The moment that WWE were advertising the potential for a title versus title matchup between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, we rolled our eyes and went, here we go again, Lesnar's winning the Chamber. And we can't be surprised about Lesnar winning the Chamber. However, the manner in which he goes about winning the Chamber is at the expense of the men's roster. The Raw men's roster looks weak as a result. Because you had Riddle, you had Styles, and you had Rollins as potential fan favourite candidates, and people wouldn't have had a problem with Lashley retaining, to be honest with you, or even Theory winning. I mean, that might have been met with criticism, but that's another story. But the moment Lesnar gets entered, it's a squash, and I'm all up for Lesnar wrecking havoc, and the F5 off the top of the cage was fantastic, awesome moment on Austin Theory. But just the way he went over leaves a bit of a sour taste in a lot of our mouths. And it just looks like, again, Lesnar's being forced down our throats. And all that, in the eyes of the casual viewer, if you're not Reigns or you're not Lesnar, WWE aren't interested. And that wasn't great. All the other matchups were predictable. I loved, and this is a guilty pleasure, the Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre matchup. I actually enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the Lita versus Becky Lynch match. Definite nostalgia vibes there from Lita. She hasn't missed a beat in the ring. And there was a brief point where I thought she could actually win after hitting that moonsault. That was absolutely awesome and badass. Now, Bianca Belair winning the women's Chamber, I don't have an issue with that in the sense that I kind of knew that was going to happen. WWE have been setting up for Bianca versus Becky at WrestleMania for some time now to seemingly get a redemption, even though she had multiple championship opportunities after that from the redemption from SummerSlam. And clearly Bianca's going to go over Becky at Mania if that's the case. But WWE might be forced to change plan because Alexa Bliss got an absolute pop, a huge reception from the fans. She's so over and many people feel that she should have been booked to win the Chamber instead of Bianca. Now, if I had my way, of course I'd have had Bliss to win the Chamber. I can see why WWE are going down the route of Bianca, and I actually think it's not all what it seems at the moment. I think Bianca will go over Becky. I think it's going to be a negative reaction. I think fans are going to boo Bianca out of the building at WrestleMania because it's tough to go against Becky Lynch when they're pushing her as a heel, but fans still love her. Fans aren't sold on Bianca and they feel like she's getting a Roman Reigns push, a Roman Reigns treatment of, back in 2015, 2016. Fans resent that, but they could easily swerve that and have a Bianca heel turn. And then you can work faces against Bianca as a champion post-WrestleMania. And I honestly think that in regards to Alexa Bliss, look, Alexa Bliss had a strong showing in the Elimination Chamber. She's definitely not cured. She's definitely still crazy. She's definitely got these split personalities. It seems like a mix between the goddess and the playground, but favouring more the playground version. So she's still this whack job, but it was a strong showing. She got down to the last two. It looked legitimately like she potentially was going to beat Bianca Belair at times as well. When she got her in the claw, which people are going crazy about. If you remember when Alexa Bliss was a heel in the goddess gimmick, she used to deliver that claw quite a bit. And talk trash to them and run them down when she was that egotistic heel. So I wouldn't read too much into that. Looked like at times she was going to hit her sister Abigail. There was a point when she was basically saying, why wouldn't you give up? So that could lead to some confusion in her head right now. She doesn't know where to turn. But I thought it was a good performance. I thought it was a strong showing. I loved the way that Doudrop and Rhea Ripley reacted to Bliss as well. It made her look strong. She was probably the only person that could get away with pinning Liv Morgan as well, clean. Great showing from Liv as well, by the way. So I wasn't as critical as many people were on the front of Alexa Bliss. I didn't think she was going to win it. Many people are criticising the fact that she didn't and felt that it was her time. But I actually think this is just the start for Bliss, and I think there's big, big things to come with Bliss. She could even be inserted in the matchup at WrestleMania between Becky and Bianca, and it could be a triple threat. But she'd have to win it then, because fans would go nuts if she didn't. But we don't know, in terms of Alexa Bliss, what the future holds and what they're going to do with her character moving forward. We really, really don't. I think there's going to be some development. Remember what the therapist said as well? As long as you have Lily, you'll be strong and you'll be dominant. It will enhance your career, essentially. And we didn't see Lily, so could that be a sign of things to come? That now with Lily, she's going to be more dominant again, and we're going to see a darker entity than we've ever seen before. Who knows? We don't know. At the moment, it's guesswork, but she certainly didn't look weak in the ring. It was definitely a strong showing, and she went toe-to-toe with what's going to be ultimately the next Raw Women's Champion, likely, in Bianca Belair. So that could be a future rivalry down the line between those two. There's potential with Liv Morgan and a rivalry there, or even a tag team. We could see Nikki ASH versus Alexa Bliss. There's loads of routes they can go down with Alexa Bliss. But don't worry, they're certainly going to book her strong. So don't think they're going to book her weak going forward. I think there's big plans for her. I really do. And she could even insert herself in the matchup between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. That can't be completely written off. Although highly unlikely, there's potential. She could get a revenge on Charlotte Flair and also get a revenge on Ronda Rousey, because the last time she fought Ronda Rousey, she lost. And that was the last main event title. She lost. The Raw Women's title against Rousey at SummerSlam. So who knows? Be really interested to get your thoughts and opinions. Get down in the comments section. Share your opinions. I always love to hear them. What do you think the future holds for Bliss? I think Raw is going to tell us a lot more. So stay tuned for that. Be really interested, and we're going to give a breakdown of that very shortly.